All right. Again, thank you all for your introductions. I appreciate a chance to connect more with all of you. Welcome back to UDC. Welcome to Principles of Accounting 2. I'm happy to have all of you with us as we explore these concepts of managerial accounting, which is what this course is all about. We look at this course from the perspective of a manager because it's important for management to be able to make decisions based off of things like cost. And so you'll find that this course is really driven to help you to make decisions in a more meaningful way. And you'll also find that this course is a lot more straightforward than Principles of Accounting 1 was. Because you've had success with Principles of Accounting 1 or financial accounting, you'll find that Principles of Accounting 2 or managerial accounting is really more about that internal side of the business. And so that's how I want you to approach this course. I want you to approach this course with a critical lens that we're looking at from a managerial perspective. So here we are in the classroom. I'm going to put ourselves into the student view so I can see it just like how you see it. Um, so this is our homepage. You'll notice that I have a lot of announcements each week. You already know who I am, so I like the announcements to also provide reminder announcements and that type of thing. So don't no need to be worried about all the announcements. I just want you to read them. They're a lot shorter than they used to be because I want them to just be informative. A couple of areas to note. This is the home page. There's student resources for you there. There's an Ask the Instructor discussion forum. So if you have a discussion about the course, feel free to post it there if you want. Or you can email it to me, or you can call me, or whatever. I'm always here for you. You know that. So, but this is just another way to help us to connect as a community. Because sometimes you might have the same question that somebody else in the class has, and there's a good place to ask it. The first area I want you to take a look at is the Start Here module. Feel free to look through all of this stuff. There's some importance to pretty much all of it, but what I want to talk about today is the syllabus. And in the syllabus, I want to call your attention, of course, to the very first part, which is my email address and phone number. This is my cell phone. So if you need to call me for whatever reason, that's my cell phone. Feel free to drop a line. If you do, I might not answer the first ring, so just leave a voicemail with your name and the reason why you're calling. And I'll call you back. And or you can text me, which is fine, but just make sure that you tell me who you are and what class you're in, so that way I can help you. If you want to meet for whatever reason in person, we can always meet on Teams. It doesn't have to be within these office hours. So it can be pretty much at any time. You just have to let me know when is best for you, so that way we can coordinate properly. So that's the first part. The second part I want to call your attention to is what this course is all about. I had mentioned that Principles of Accounting 1 what had to do a lot with financial accounting. Last in the last course, you learned about the income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flows, and statement of retained earnings. You learned about how transactions are made, how those transactions affect those financial statements, and you also learned how to build those financial statements. That was all what we did in financial accounting, or Principles of Accounting 1. Now that we're in Principles of Accounting 2, we're going to look at this from a managerial perspective. So what that means is we are going to focus a lot on things like cost, things like analyzing the financial statements. We're going to look at costs. We're going to look at incremental analysis, operations, budgeting, everything that management would do to analyze the financial health of the company and also drive the company forward by making decisions. That's really what this course is all about. So take your time and read through the syllabus, especially for these course objectives, because these are really like deeper into the content that we will be covering in this course. The textbook, we've actually updated the textbook. I'm sorry, that says 2021. We're actually using a 2025 edition of the textbook. Um, this 2025 edition of the textbook is a lot better. I think that there's a lot greater content as it's a little bit more organized in a logical way. And of course, it's updated to reflect all of the changes that we have seen with respect to artificial intelligence, as well as new softwares that have been introduced in our space. And so, just as before, everything that you'll ever need is right here in Blackboard. You don't not have to go outside of Blackboard for anything. We do use LinkedIn Learning in this course, so there are a few LinkedIn Learning certificates for you to complete. If you took me for Principles of Accounting 1 and you remember doing LinkedIn Learning certificates before with me, the good news is you do not have to reactivate your account. It should automatically recognize who you are. And so when you go into week one under Engage and Explore, when you open up the LinkedIn Learning certificate that's due this week, it should automatically be connected to your account if you've taken me for Principles of Accounting 1 before. So there's that part, right? Um, and I will talk briefly about that as we look at into week one. What else can I tell you? You'll also learn a little bit about QuickBooks in this course. QuickBooks is an accounting software that's used by 80% of businesses around the world. Both small, medium, and large businesses use QuickBooks to some degree. And so that's why some of the LinkedIn Learning certificates are going to be based on QuickBooks. Um, what else to tell you? Okay, couple things. So, how are you going to be evaluated in this course? There's a couple of key points of evaluation. We are going to meet about once a week, roughly. There's going to be a few weeks where we're not going to meet at all. That's because, in the middle of the semester, we typically have a short, midterm exam week. And there's also a couple of LinkedIn Learning certificates that I purposely embedded around those weeks. So you're going to have some times where we won't meet in the month of October. So month of October is going to be a real nice, easygoing month for you, at least for this course. There are 100 points for participation, meaning you're coming to our lectures on Zoom. Because I'll take attendance every time we do the Zoom. That's where that 100 points is going to come from. There are 10 quizzes in this course. That's one quiz per chapter. So you'll notice that there's only 10 chapters for this course or this part of the course. If you remember back in Principles of Accounting 1, there were 15. This time there's only 10. Okay? A little bit more streamlined than before. There are 4 LinkedIn Learning certificates. Each LinkedIn Learning certificate is worth 100 points. There are 4 of them. That means we have a total of 400 points, or 40% of your overall grade is based off those LinkedIn Learning certificates. So very important that we complete all of them. At the end of the course, there is a report that I'd like you to write, and it's based off of the use of artificial intelligence within accounting. As I mentioned earlier, AI is really influencing a lot of aspects of business and our daily lives. And so there's a report that I'd like you to write based off of the use of AI in accounting, and you'll be able to find that in the last week within our course. That's worth 100 points, or 10% of your grade. Then there's also a midterm exam. and a final exam. The midterm exam is worth 15% of your overall grade or 150 points, and the final exam is also worth 150 points or 15% of your grade. So that is how you'll be assessed in on this course. Any questions so far, or we're okay? We're good. All right. Awesome. Thank you. So, as you know, I'm very quick to respond to any of your inquiries. So, if you have any type of question at all, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer it as quick as I can. I'm usually much faster than 24 hours. I'm usually only a couple hours, if that. So, but I try my best to respond to everything when it comes in. Grading and feedback is pretty instantaneous for the most part. The LinkedIn Learning Certificates that does require me to manually review each one, so that might take just a little bit longer than, but it's still pretty quick overall. Um, Let me see. Uh, you need to earn a C or higher in the course. Let me see. Coming down. Okay, this part's really important. Super important. So here are on page four, and for pretty much the rest of the syllabus is our course schedule. So just take a look at what's going on because this is going to help to guide us. Today is 8/26, and this is the date that we're meeting for this week. And for this week, we have the QuickBooks LinkedIn Learning Certificate to complete. Brianna, what's up? I see your hand.
Sorry, I have a question. So,
Please.
I see, like, I looked over the syllabus before and I was noticing there's only like one class meeting for a few weeks. Like, is that accurate? Like, it's only one, we only meet once this week?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So today is our meeting day. And so great. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, this is accurate. So
Oh, okay, thank you.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So today is 8/26. This is the date that we meet for this week. Next week, we're going to meet next Thursday, which is on the 4th of September. And then on week three, we'll meet on the 9th, which I think is a Tuesday. And then week four, we meet on the 18th, which is a Thursday. See where we're going, right? Then we'll meet 9/23, which is a Tuesday. Then we'll meet 9/30, which is a Thursday, right? Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday. We bounce back and forth a little bit, a little bit. Then there's a couple of days where, there's not much going on. So, like I said, in October, it's going to be a nice month, right? So we have midterm exam, then we have two QuickBooks LinkedIn Learning Certificates. So we don't have to worry too much about meeting those days, those weeks. And then we jump right back into it. So that's the way it's designed. So to answer your question, Brianna, yes, we only meet once per week, and the date is here in the syllabus. I will also be sending out a calendar invite, for Outlook. For those of you who use those calendar invites, it'll be there also. But thank you. Uh,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Absolutely. So for this week, we have a LinkedIn Learning Certificate. Next week, we'll cover Chapter 17. We'll talk about Chapter 17 on the 4th of September. For that week, we'll have the 17 quiz. Week 3, 18 quiz. We'll meet on that Tuesday on the September 9th. And then 19 quiz, we'll meet on the Thursday, 9/18, so forth and so on. So please, at your leisure, take a look through the syllabus and definitely take a very close look at these dates and make sure you have them marked because these will be the dates that we will meet. And that's the syllabus. The stuff at the end is just all the legal stuff. I don't, you know, it has to be in there, so it's all the legal stuff. And AI. Let me just make disclaimer on the use of AI for this course. You are definitely more than welcome to use artificial intelligence as you see fit. I want to just make a disclaimer that AI is not always accurate. It does make mistakes. It does hallucinate from time to time. And if you submit your work and it looks like maybe some AI had written it, just know that I'm okay with that, but I will ask questions about your work and you have to be able to defend it. So, so there's that. So just wanted to make that little disclaimer. But again, I want you to use it as a tool where you see fit. So that's the syllabus. Um, so definitely please do review the Start Here module. Again, very good information to know. Um, yeah, so all of that is there. I'm gonna update this to reflect Teams, I think is what it was. Should be easy to do. Um, the next area I want to call your attention to is how each module is designed. You'll notice that I have the title of the subject that we'll be covering for that week and then the dates of that week. So everything is really pretty well organized, in my opinion. Um, I hope that you think that as well. I like to make your life as easy as possible in addition to mine. So that's why I structure it this way. It's just a little bit more free flowing, if you will. You'll also notice these really cute pictures on the left side. All of these photos are created by AI, by artificial intelligence. And it's so cool, right? That you can do so many different creative things with AI. So I just wanted to point that out. Um, okay, so week one. Let's talk briefly about week one, how it's organized. So I start each week with like this at a glance. I call it a week at a glance, right? It's just a kind of an overview of the things that we'll cover during the week. Good to read through it before we meet for that respective week. It gives you an idea of the types of things that we'll look at, right? So this is for this week. You'll click next, and it'll bring you to the very first thing, which is the LinkedIn Learning activation instructions. As I had mentioned, there are 4 LinkedIn Learning certificates for this course. I'm sure the majority of you have already activated your LinkedIn Learning account. If you have not, you'll need to follow these 9 steps to activate your LinkedIn Learning account. It's very straightforward. You just click on that link. It'll take you through the process. You're going to use your UDC credentials to log in, and it'll connect your LinkedIn Learning account with your UDC account. And so that's how we authenticate you as the user. And so you just go through those 9 steps. Once that's done, and if you've taken me before recently and we did LinkedIn Learning certificates, then you don't have to go through that part again. You've already done it. So what that means is you want to go next to the Engage and Explore area. And this is actually going to be our very first LinkedIn Learning certificate, and it's called Accounting Foundations. With Accounting Foundations, the reason why I replaced QuickBooks LinkedIn Learning Certificate for the first week with this new one called Accounting Foundations is that I find that some students, when they come to Principles of Accounting 2, some of you may have forgot some concepts that you learned in Principles of Accounting 1. And so a way to help us connect what you will recall from Principles of Accounting 2 to from Principles 1 to Principles 2 is that this Accounting Foundation certificate will help to trigger your memory about what you remember from Principles of Accounting 1. So again, very great certificate to have, Accounting Foundations. The great thing with LinkedIn Learning certificates is you can connect those. You can put those on your LinkedIn profile if you want. You could also put them on your resume as completed certificates, right? So, um, the reason why I like those is because it makes you very marketable for potential employers. Um, and also, hey, it's additional education and it's a certificate. So it's a good thing overall. Yeah. So what you'll do, just like you've done in the past with LinkedIn Learning Certificates, is you'll come just please make sure you access it only here in the classroom. Don't try to go on LinkedIn Learning and search accounting foundations. Only access it right here through Blackboard. You'll launch it directly through Blackboard. It's not going to let me do it because I'm in the student view. So let me exit the student view and I'll show you what it will look like on your site. So you go to the LinkedIn Learning Certificate in the classroom, week one, it'll launch and it starts like this, right? So it'll play all the videos in order. When the video is complete, it'll show this cute green check mark on the left side. You want to make sure that green check mark is on every single video in the series. And you'll notice there's quite a few of them. This certificate should take you probably about a little over an hour or so, maybe hour and a half, um, to watch through all the videos. Again, the reason for this one is to provide you with a connection between Principles of Accounting 1 and Principles of Accounting 2, and also to uh, help to show you what's happening in accounting currently. So please make sure that you do watch these videos, and it helps to connect you with what we've already covered in Principles 1 and what we will cover here in Principles 2. So once you've done that, what'll happen is at the very end, it will pop up with congratulations, blah blah blah, and you'll have a certificate. It'll say you could put it on your LinkedIn, all that. There's also going to be an option for you to download as a PDF. You're going to download it as a PDF, and then you'll come back to the Blackboard Classroom, and under Action and Expression, you'll be able to upload your certificate here. And then once that's done, I will go in and I will grade it. And that's what you need to do for this Sunday night. That's what's due Sunday night. So because we only meet one day a week, today is our meeting day for week one. And so what that means is I would like you to please make sure that you do the certificate, use the class time that's available to you for Thursday to do the certificate. And that'll certainly help you to manage your time appropriately, right? And then when we come back next week on the 4th, which is the next Thursday on September 4th, we'll go into week two and we'll talk about financial statement analysis and we'll cover the chapter. And for that week, there's a quiz and it'll be great. I'm really looking forward to this class with all of you. Are there any comments, questions, concerns, anything that could help to address at this time?
No, that was great information. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Um,
Yes, it's
and
really
just
organized.
Better organized. No, I appreciate you saying that for sure. Uh,
just as a refresher, if we start the videos and aren't able to finish it, will it automatically start us from where we stopped?
oh, great question, Tanika. Yeah, it should. It should. Um, I say should very loosely, right?
Yes, it does because I had to stop briefly. I actually already did it, but I had to stop and it still continued where I stopped off when I went back on there.
Perfect. Great to know. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh,
No
that's awesome.
problem.
See, it's good to work as a team. Awesome. Yeah, great questions. Are there any other comments, questions, or concerns? Anything I can help to address before we call it a night? We're good. Amazing. Okay. So, again, I really do appreciate all of you taking the time to join us in this course. I'm really looking forward to working with all of you over the next 14 weeks, 15 weeks, and it'll be great. And again, I do appreciate all of you and your understanding in being online and all of that. So, but thank you so much. If you ever need anything, reach out to me, email me, call me, text me, whatever. So I'm always here for you, okay? Thanks again. Have an awesome rest of your night.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Dr. B. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Have a
night.